All right, Adam.
Um, okay, at the risk of overdoing Poland again, I recently saw a video of new military technologies that are being developed with the experience of the Ukraine war. And two of them involve neural network processing units, which are now a standard part of processing units for computers. And one of them is probably outside your area of expertise, which is uh, AI adaptive mesh networks, which adapt themselves to whatever jamming the enemy is doing. And a mesh network is much more resilient than a satellite-based network like Starlink.
Sure.
Uh, um, but the other is really interesting, which is having an array of machine guns and low caliber cannon uh, as an anti-aircraft defense with AI being used to predict the path of drones so that you can shoot them down at very low cost because a bullet or even um, a cartridge for a low caliber machine gun doesn't cost very much. And those armaments are already available in large quantities. It's just a matter of aiming and firing them
Sure.
intelligently.
Sure.
What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of that makes sense. The war in Ukraine, in particular, much more than Israel's wars, the war in Ukraine in particular is revealing um, kind of the future of potential future of warfare. The use of drones is extensive. It really dominates the battlefield. You don't hear about tanks. You don't hear about personnel carriers anymore. It's just everything pretty much is carried out by drones and missiles. And I think the Ukrainians, the stuff the Ukrainians have built is pretty unbelievable. The amount of, I think I talked about in a previous show, just the number of drones they're building and the capabilities of their drones that they've learned on the battlefield. Poland is right there. I think a lot of what the Ukrainians are doing, or some of what the Ukrainians are doing, are joint ventures with the Poles. The Poles are highly incentivized because they are right there facing the Russians, and they have a long, long, long history of conflict with Russia. So they're highly incentivized to learn whatever they can from uh, the battlefield in Ukraine and improve on technology. The future of war. I think Neil Ferguson has a article out this last week about the future of war. Now, I don't think Neil Ferguson knows what the future of war is, but his perspective is the future war is all drones. It's drone swarms. It's drone swarms coming for you, and you're just overloaded with thousands of drones. You can't do anything. It completely shuts you down. Of course, the technology you talked about and other technology is also going to make it possible to knock down those drones. And there's all kinds of also, the electronic interference will become more and more complicated and more sophisticated. Um, but and I don't know if you saw the Israel just operationalized and is putting into the field their laser technology, which is very, very cheap. You just need an electricity source, and you can knock down for almost nothing drones and missiles and everything else. So there is going to be a big battle between the drones and the anti-drone technology, and it's hard to tell who's going to win that battle. I think that's why I don't think you can tell what the future of war is, because you don't know who's going to win that battle. And if it might be something, what's next after drones? If the lasers and these machine guns and whatever neutralize the drones, then what comes after drones? And it's going to be something, and we're going to just have to watch the future of warfare and watch how it develops and evolves to see what that actually is going to be. I think,
The key thing that I took out of it is that all these systems adapt in real time using artificial intelligence.
yep, you're going to see a lot more of that, a lot more of that, and then the question is going to be, how much autonomy are you going to give these systems? That is, you know, to what extent can you put safeguards in there that they don't turn around and attack you, or they don't attack the wrong targets, or they don't make judgments in quotation marks, because it's not real judgments, it's just a machine. Um, Judgments about targets that are inappropriate, and you're going to have to build those safeguards into the AI, and I think that is a challenge everybody's facing. The technology's there to let these things go and make the call without human interference. There's still a lot of reluctance to let them completely loose out there. But yeah, I mean, the future of warfare is AI machines fighting each other. That's the future, whether it's drones, whether it's robots. I mean, if you're seeing the robots coming out of China that have these incredible abilities of agility, tanks that are unmanned, airplanes that are unmanned, F-35 with no pilot. That is ultimately the future of warfare.